At 10, she was married. At 16, she was pregnant. At 24, she was thrown out all because she gave birth to girls. But God wasn't sleeping. Because the girls they rejected are now the women the world celebrates. This is the story of Ngozi, a young girl whose childhood was stolen, but who became the mother of legends. It was one fateful Tuesday. The sun had not even reached the middle of the sky when it happened. She was just 9 years old, a small girl. Skinny legs with a bright future. Her hair was cut low and full of dust from sweeping the family compound. She had just returned from fetching water when she overheard the sound of men laughing in the parlor. They were drinking palm wine, that deep, brown one that leaves the lips white. Her father, a well-known hunter in the village, was sitting with his friend. "She has grown now," the man said, slapping her father's back. Her father smiled proudly and called her. "Hey, Nosy, come here, my child." She wiped her face with the edge of her wrapper and ran to them, barefoot, innocent. The man looked at her from head to toe, a look that made her uncomfortable. She hid behind her father's chair. "I will marry your daughter for my son one day, mark my words. No other girl. I'll even start paying now. Just hold her for me. Small, small." Everyone laughed. She didn't understand. She thought they were joking, like how adults sometimes tease you about being a big woman. But it wasn't a joke. Because 3 months later, they brought kola nut, then palm wine, then wrappers, then 10 shillings, and in the middle of it all they called her name. She didn't even know what to say. She just stood there, holding her mother's wrapper, confused. Why are they tying wrapper on me? Why is everybody smiling at me like I'm not just a child? Her father sat in the middle, grinning like a king. "Come here. Kneel down. Greet your in-laws. She's small now, but she'll grow. My son is waiting." She looked at her mother, eyes lowered, silent, powerless. And just like that, her name was signed away. They called it marriage, but what they did to her was robbery. They stole her childhood. They stole her playtime. They stole her sleep. She was given to a man she barely knew just because her father wanted to please an old friend. By the time she turned 16, she had already stopped dreaming. She had learned how to bleed quietly during her periods because her husband didn't want to hear about women's wahala. She had also learned to count the weeks between her beatings, because each time she cooked and he didn't like it, he would slap her. Each time she greeted him and he didn't feel respected enough, he would throw his shoe at her. Sometimes, it was for nothing. She would just be sitting under the tree, tying firewood, and he would walk in and accuse